Did you really think I would stop making Anthem videos? No, I have you guys covered. Hey everyone, what's up? Open World Games here, and yes, we have the official release date of the next big update. Plus, I'm going to be talking about the divide in the community going on right now. And, what have I been up to since, basically there hasn't been a lot of news related to Anthem. So let's go ahead and dive into this release date. First of all, so this is what community manager AJ says. Here he says, game update 104 for Anthem will release Tuesday, March 26th on all platforms. We'll have update notes tomorrow as well to go along with the download going live. FYI, we also have scheduled server maintenance tomorrow from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. PDT, 9:30 a.m., 11:30 a.m. EDT as well. So there's going to be server maintenance going on, and then also the big update is landing tomorrow, March 26th. So, yes, it's going to be including, of course, those vanity chests. We're going to be getting a bunch of, the legendary missions as well. I think they're going to be a total of 6. They're going to be rotating those. And yes, the community has been disappointed with the recent news about the vanity chests not including armor pieces. They will include vinyls, and then we will be getting new shop items for armor. So we're going to be getting 2 new armor sets as well in the shop. I don't know about the armor sets coming out tomorrow or not, but I assume they would be. So at least we're going to be getting that. But I am looking forward to the vinyls myself. It's a bummer that we're not going to be getting armor in the vanity chest. I was really assuming that we would be. So yeah, that is definitely a bummer. But also we did note this. This is the plan, but we will keep you all updated if any of these times change. Thanks. I'll keep you guys in the know if anything changes with this update and the time frame and so on and so forth. But expect for it to be dropping tomorrow, March 26th. I'll have all the coverage about the patch notes, so look forward to that. Stay tuned. I'll keep you guys always in the know about what's going on with Anthem. I have not stopped. Lately, I did take a little bit of a breather from Anthem. I did cover some Cyberpunk 2077 news yesterday. Check it out on the channel. Some really cool stuff there. Super hyped for that game going forward. But I've also been playing this other really cool game called Sekiro. And this game is freaking amazing. I know you guys have probably heard about it. It's from the Souls team, the Dark Souls team, Bloodborne. All those games. I love those games. They're freaking tough as nails. And this game is definitely very difficult for sure. But it is gorgeous. I love it. And the gameplay is absolutely amazing. Which just proves that, single player games still have a place in this world. Which does get me hyped and super excited. So, yeah. Check that one out if you have not already. But, moving on. Let's go ahead and talk about, a kind of like a divide that's going on within the Anthem community for sure. You have 2 different Reddits. I don't know if you've heard of both of them. But, of course, you have your core Reddit at Anthem. The game has about 197 followers. And there are definitely, and for good reason, mind you, for good reason, a lot of people upset with Anthem. A lot of stuff being discussed, like I couldn't care less about emotes, victory poses, and arrival animations. And then, a bunch of stuff about, the patch, so on and so forth. But a lot of people talking about what's going on and their disappointments with basically what has happened with Anthem. But interestingly, this is where the divide comes in. There's another Anthem Reddit that has popped up. It's called Low Sodium Anthem, and their goal is basically to have it where you can go to a place and talk about Anthem as a game. The weapons, what you have found, and basically just have it kind of free from some of the negativity. I found that very interesting. So you can see that there's this divide there. But this post here says, I heard you guys like this game. I do too. Just want to talk to other people that do too. So that's basically what this Reddit is for. You can find both Reddits, of course, in the description below. And both have some really good topics in here as well. So, yeah, check those out. And let me know what side you guys are on. Are you still enjoying the game right now? Or are you just, like, completely abandoning it? Or are you just waiting around? I've seen a lot of people saying that, hey, right now, for Anthem, I am currently waiting around to see what happens. I'm playing other games. I'm still hoping that BioWare pulls it together. But basically, what I'm doing with Anthem is going in, upgrading my Interceptor. I still haven't fully fleshed out the Ranger, which is, of course, my main. And then I still have yet to play with Colossus and Storm. So a lot of stuff for me to personally do. I just wish the, the events and the mission structure to do those things were a bit more entertaining in that they weren't so repetitive. So that's one of my noteworthy complaints of the game right now for sure, is how repetitious it's starting to feel. And I really think they need to begin fleshing out the free play stuff especially, and having that connect better with the fort a bit more, because, a lot of you guys are probably playing the Division 2 as well, and you're noticing that you're able to have these dynamic events that pop up in the Division 2, which is really cool, but that's not all. Like, that's not all there is. Usually you can take on multiple side activities which have their own story arc and stuff like that, while experiencing the dynamic missions that pop up. As for the free play in Anthem right now, it's just like, you hope that you find these dynamic events, and you're like, will one pop up? And that's pretty much it for the in-game for free play. So I think they definitely could flesh that out with providing you with more structured side missions that have story arcs. And then, of course, they do have, your legendary contracts, but they are still separated from free play. Once you're done with those, you're back into the fort or the forge, and then you're, like, going through, more and more. So I think they need to add something that's, like, called patrols, or something like that to the fort, where you go in, select 3 different side mission story arcs that are like these patrols, and they involve, rescuing a crew from a stranded Strider, and you actually have to escort them back to, Fort Tarsus, which a lot of us want to see that extraction type escort mission structure in free play. But on top of all this, they would have the layer, of course, with the dynamic mission. So that's something that I really, really want to see. And then you have to remember that you have the There Be Giants type stuff. That's recurring events. So I'm hopeful they can really beef up this stuff going forward. And you have to remember that right now, BioWare, they've kind of gone dark and silent in many ways because of recent events that have transpired with especially the Vanity Chest. So a lot of the developers, I can't find any of them really being super talkative about Anthem right now. It seems like they're in the trenches, at least from what I'm assuming, and working on getting this game fixed first and foremost, and then the further updates to the game that will be happening, of course, in April. That's something that I'm really looking forward to, of course, is when we start getting into the actual roadmap here. Of course, we're nearing the end of March, so we're going to be finally getting our Elysian caches here, which a lot of people were expecting this to again have the armor. But then I am looking forward to the legendary missions. That's something I am hyped for. These Apex bosses that are going to be at the center of these legendary missions, that was going to be fun. Like, I hope that they have a lot of Furies in those, but they're going to be randomized. So I think that's going to be cool. And this type of thing that I'm curious about checking out. I'm worried about them rotating only one a day and limiting people with that. I think that was the plan, but I think that might be something that starves players a bit too much with this type of content. So we'll see how that is handled going forward. But then once we get into April, this is really the month again where you get into the mastery system. This is the stuff that could change the game for the better permanently, where they really update it. They did a rehaul of the progression system in Star Wars Battlefront 2. It was the right decision. Didn't bring back a lot of players, but this type of stuff does matter in the long term for sure. And I'm surprised that they're still like updating Battlefront 2 as well. But then you have the Shaper Surge. We haven't heard anything about that. Hopefully that doesn't disappoint. And then a bunch of unknowns. Like a ton of unknowns related to free play. And I really want this stuff to be like where you can collect this stuff in the fort and take it on all at once. And then have your dynamic stuff happening in between it all. That's what they need. So I would assume that these would be your dynamic events that still pop up. You hope they pop up, of course. But they need something more centered every single day that you can go into free play and know, okay, this is a contract, and you could take on 5 or 6 of those, and you have them all around the world that you could just keep going. That's what they really do need. Oh yeah, don't forget they're going to keep adding on to the legendary missions in April as well. Then the new Stronghold will be coming up in April too, and guilds. So yeah, hopefully they can nail down all this in April, because April is going to be a very big month for Anthem. It's going to determine a lot of things going forward. I'm seeing that the community right now is very fatigued by the bad news with Anthem, and because of that, they are playing other games. They are waiting around, hoping that BioWare fixes this. There's a thread out there, about like, hey, Is anyone just coming to the community Reddit and just hoping that they see some sort of major news that the loot system has been completely rehauled, and everyone's like, yeah, so that's what people are waiting on. And it seems like once that happens, it could be like the player base returns to Anthem for sure. But a lot of people are playing the Division 2. They're playing Sekiro, which, by the way, that game is sick again. I'm having a total freaking blast with that. Tough as nails, but I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, look out for my streams, by the way. Facebook.com/openworldvideogames. Hope you guys join me in those because I did play on stream and it was stressful. The freaking boss is just nuts in that game, and I still have yet to defeat this boss. Absolutely insane, but really enjoying that one. But guys, stay tuned here to Upworld Games for more Anthem coverage. I have you guys covered on this game, of course. Don't worry. Whether it's the good, the bad, I'm going to have it all for you right here on Upworld Games. But thanks for watching. Look forward to more, and I will see you next time. Take care.